welcome to this week's Kids Church at Home. A special shout out to all my ghosts and ghouls and trick-or-treaters out there on this Halloween Sunday. I wish you a safe and happy Halloween. It's going to be really hard to do our video with my costume on, so let me come out for a few minutes. Halloween. Well, somebody asked me this week, as a Christian, can we really celebrate Halloween? So that's what we're going to explore in our video today. Come along on a little history journey with me and let's explore Halloween, where it comes from, and how we can celebrate it joyfully. So this week, I had a kiddo who said to me, I'm a Christian. Can I celebrate Halloween? Because I know a friend in class and they don't celebrate Halloween because they say that they're Christian. And that reminded me of a story from the Bible. The story is this, that Jesus is teaching and somebody who really knows the rules of religion comes up to Jesus and questions Jesus about what are the most important rules to follow. And Jesus says there is one rule to follow to have a relationship with God. That is to love each other as yourself and to love God with your whole heart. And all the other rules that exist are made by people. And if the rules made by people help you to love others and to love God, then you should follow them because that's what your community has said. But if those rules don't do that, then you need to think about that. So how does that relate to Halloween? Well, there are some people for whom their family has decided that Halloween doesn't help them to love God more fully. But for many other people, Halloween doesn't get in the way of their relationship with God, and so it's fine to celebrate it. In fact, Halloween as a whole has a deep root in lots of spiritual traditions. Now, I'm not a historian, but let me see if I can tell you a little bit about where Halloween comes from. Halloween is kind of like a big soup. It's a soup full of spiritual traditions. Some of the ingredients come from the festival of Samhain in Ireland. It's an ancient spiritual tradition, a little bit like our Thanksgiving. People would celebrate it on November 1st, at the end of the harvest season and before the long winter. And they would light bonfires and they would dress up in costumes and they would carve turnips to try and frighten away the darkness and death that often came with the winter months. There's also in England All Hallows Tide, otherwise known as All Saints' Day and All Souls' Day, and it also happened around November 1st. And it was a time for people to remember their loved ones who had come before them, who had strong relationships with God. And on the night before All Saints' Day and All Souls' Day, people in the community who were poor would go door to door and they would offer to pray for people's loved ones. And in exchange, those people would give the poor some food or sweet cakes or treats. So there's two of the big ingredients that formed to make our Halloween. And then those things came together to North America. And in North America, we didn't have turnips, but we did have pumpkins. And many indigenous people in their harvest celebrations would use pumpkins. So now we have the carved pumpkin that is also part of our Halloween tradition. See how it becomes a big soup of all kinds of important practices that helped communities come together, celebrate the blessings that they have, and pray for the time ahead that might be dark and scary. So that brings us to today. Today is Halloween, and we take all of those traditions and we have added our own new cultural traditions to create something that's really quite unique. And it's fun. So as you get dressed today, and as you go out and go trick-or-treating or receive gifts, maybe a wonderful way to remember our spiritual traditions and roots in this Halloween festivity is to remember to say thanks for every treat that you receive and to know that that is a gift. Even though it's candy, it is truly a gift that people are willing to open their doors and celebrate and have joy with you. And maybe you want to take it a step further and remember those folks in the English tradition who would go door to door and pray for loved ones. Maybe at the end of your trick-or-treating, you can remember a blessing for all those who open their doors for you. What a wonderful way to bring a tradition that is deeply in our culture and to remember the spiritual roots and remember that we can be connected to God through these fun, festive, joyful times. So along the theme of reclaiming some of the spiritual roots of this Halloween season, I thought our craft would be something special for us to think about and remember All Saints' Day. Now, as I said in our brief history of Halloween, All Saints' Day is a very old tradition, and it's celebrated in many different cultures. It's a time for us to stop and to remember those who are important to us, who came before us, like our grandparents and our great-grandparents, or loved ones or family friends who are no longer with us, but who helped our family and us to become the people that we are. In many traditions, All Saints' Day and All Souls' Day is a time to go and visit cemeteries, to bring flowers and to bring candles and to say prayers or to gather at home around photographs. We might not do that in our tradition, but it's still a wonderful time for us to remember what are the important relationships that existed in our family and to lift those up and celebrate those and honor those and to share their stories. Today, we're going to create a photo frame, and I would invite you to find a photo of somebody in your family that was important to you, who's no longer with you, but whose stories you still remember, whose love people still talk about, and whose relationship to God was still important. That's what All Saints' Day is for. For this frame, here's what I have. I have found a piece of very, very thick cardboardy type board. And I have put some of these in our take-home bin. Now, if you can't get to our take-home bin, just a regular piece of thick cardboard would also work. Along with this, I have a photo that I can put onto my picture frame. I have some letter stickers and word stickers. I also have some markers. And so along with our creativity and our conversation with our families, that's all we need this week to get our picture frame done. So let's get started. I forgot to mention we also need some glue and a brush, but we're going to need those two things later. So to start with my photo frame, I have laid my picture on my piece of cardboard and I'm going to draw a box around it. And you can lay it any way you like, and then that is going to be where you're going to put your photo later, so that we'll know that around the box we can decorate it. I think I'm just going to go for a straight up in the middle photograph, but you can put your photo anywhere you like in your frame. So I'm going to draw a box around, and then I'm going to take my photo away. You can't really see it, but there's a faint outline of the rectangle, and I know now that I can decorate around that, and I'm going to keep that rectangle empty. So how am I going to decorate? Well, here's what I want to do. I want to think of words and pictures and stickers and drawings of things that remind me of why family is important and these relationships are important. So I happen to have found some stickers at the dollar store that have letters and they have some words. So I'm going to start with some of these words, And then I might move on to thinking about my own words and using markers and pictures for some of those. Okay, I've started with some stickers. I have sweet memories, love, more love, prayer, family. Now I'm going to add my own words and maybe some drawings to make me think about family and what's important about family. Okay, we have finished our picture frame. Eli and Maudlin have added things of their own as well. We've got a spider web with dewdrops on it to remind us that we're all connected. We've got stick people helping each other and rainbows, lots of faces because there's lots of people in the family, and a soccer ball because we like to play together. We have rainbows. We have 3 faces, happy, not sure, and sad. And I was thinking of the song Skinnamarink Dinky Dink when I did this, that no matter what we're feeling, we still are together. So that's all that I can fit on my photo frame. I wonder what you put on yours to represent family. Next, we're going to add our picture. So I'm going to grab some glue. And I'm going to put glue in that rectangle that we drew earlier. And then I'm going to grab a brush and I'm going to smooth that out so that it fills the whole rectangle right up to the lines. It's okay if it goes a little bit outside the lines, it will dry clear. But I want it as smooth as possible so I don't get any bubbles in my photo when I put my photo on. All smooth. I'm going to grab my photograph and I'm going to lay it down in that box and smush it, smush it, smush it, smush it. And now this is the scary bit. I'm going to grab glue and I'm going to put the glue on top of the picture. And again, I'm going to take my brush and I'm going to smooth that glue out. Now this might look a little bit strange to start, but the glue is going to dry nice and clear. So when it's all dry, it will look like there is a shiny layer over top of that picture. And while I'm at it, I'm going to add that shiny layer to all of the cardboard. So that will also make the whole thing waterproof, and that will help it to stay for a long time. So we're going to smooth it out with our brush all the way from one edge to the other. And that is our special photo frame honoring our loved ones in our family. I'm going to just let that dry now and come back to it later. Well, my friends, here is my final product. The picture is all shiny now and it's good and secure on my special frame honoring my family. Well, honoring all our family since Maudlin and Eli helped me make the frame as well. I wonder how yours turned out. Who are the people that you want to put in your frame? And what are the words and pictures that you use to honor them and to talk about what's important to your family? Well, as you go out this Halloween night, go out with that family, knowing they are with you and supporting you and loving you. And remember to honor Halloween by going back to our roots, saying thank you for the gifts that you receive. Thank you to those who are willing to open their doors and share this celebration with you. And give a blessing at the end of the night to all those who were part of your special Halloween. May you go out this Halloween with this blessing on your heart, ready to share with others. May there be love in your heart to give. May there be joy in your heart to share, and may there be strength in your heart to lift others up. See ya!